Right, so today I'm going to be showing you guys how to automate finding the emails of hiring managers from LinkedIn. Now, you can do this with any sort of job platform, but we're going to do LinkedIn just because a lot of the times they have the hiring manager just here for the job. So, how we're going to do this is depending on what kind of jobs you're searching for. So, for example, we are going to be searching for SDRs. So, maybe companies that are trying to grow and scale, and we want to find all these hiring managers' contact details, such as email, to be able to then outreach to them on scale. Now, to do this, what we're going to need to do is firstly, after you've actually pasted the job that you want, so again, we're looking for companies hiring for SDRs, and then we are simply going to copy and paste the link here. Now, next thing we're going to go to is Apify. Now, this is basically just a marketplace for scrapers. And what the scraper allows you to do is extract data from platforms like LinkedIn, and you can put it in a spreadsheet or a CSV file. Now, what we want to do is simply copy and paste that link right here like this. And you'd want to also enable scrape company details because that's going to give you just more information about the company and how many jobs you actually want to scrape. So let's say 100. Now I've actually done this, and once you've done this before, let me go here, output, and as you can see, I've got a table. This would be basically a table of information of all the different jobs. So company description, company employee count, so you get tons of information. And then what you want to do is simply export that. And you can simply just export it into a CSV file and download it. Now, the magic happens when we use automation to actually find all the emails for the actual jobs. So we're going to be using a platform called N8N, and this is a automation that I've made to, again, be able to find these emails. Now, what we're going to be using is Airtable. Is going to be like our spreadsheet, our interface, and our database that's going to keep all the information in. So what we're going to be doing firstly is, first I'm going to launch into the interface. Now it's empty, of course, but what I'm going to actually do is add records. And in limit, I'm simply going to put the amount that I want. So I'm going to say, let's say 20. And I'm going to get the CSV file that I downloaded. So I'm going to say here, Apify 100, double click that. We're going to upload it. And what this will do is basically pass it through the automation. It will then find the emails and it will populate it right back on our Airtable base. So it's going to be super easy. Now, once it's been uploaded, you're simply just going to click on create. So I'm going to be providing this automation for free, but for now I'm just going to demo it and then I'm going to show you how to set it up afterwards. Now, automation is published, so that means it will pick up when I actually drop my CSV file. So if we simply just click on create, now what this will do is push that CSV into the N8N automation, and that is going to basically allow it to go through the process of finding the decision maker and then actually finding the emails and then populating that information back. So we can just simply drop the CSV file and get all the information back, and then we can run a campaign since we have all those emails. So I'm just going to wait a second until things start to populate. Okay, so as you can see right now, things are starting to actually populate. As we can see this in real time. So first of all, we put the information from the CSV, and then the automation will basically, what it will do, look at the company. So it will find the company domain. So for example, it will find company domain here. It will do a AI search to actually find the decision maker and get their first and last name. And then with the first and last name, it will then use in combination with the domain of the company to find the email. And we do this via a email or find a software like we're using hunter.io, but you can use any other one. But as you can see right now, we literally, for the job posters, we found some emails right here. Now, again, sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes you won't find all the emails. This was just the job posters email. So if I go back here, this should again populate as well. And then we should also be able to see the decision makers information as well as the email on LinkedIn. Now, if there's already a job poster's email, most likely they won't. Ah, here we go. So it's populating as well. So if there's already a job poster's email, then we won't find the decision maker of that company because we already have the information of the hiring manager. And as you can see, here we've actually found some CEOs because we didn't have the hiring manager information. So we just found the CEOs of the companies and we have received their emails. So you can see that we have Jason Smith, the CEO, and that is the email. And then if we click on here, we can see the LinkedIn, and we also have again the company information, and we have the information about the job that they're hiring for. So we got the job function. So obviously, sales and business development. We have software development full time, and we have, if you click on here, you have a link straight to the job. Here it is. So you get all the information and just simply, here we go, job description here as well. So you can read that and know what it's about. Okay, so now that I've actually shown you the magic of how it actually works, I'm going to show you the process of actually getting it all set up. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we want to import the workflow to our N8N. So I would have provided you a JSON file that you're going to upload into N8N. And if we go back to my N8N, I've removed the automation for now. So if we just come up to these three dots and we click on import from file, we simply going to add the lead finder JSON automation, and this will populate it like this. Now, first thing you'll probably see is that we have the red triangles, which means you probably haven't added your credentials in, which is your API keys. Those will allow you to actually talk to the softwares like Airtable and hunter.io. Now, the first one I actually just want you to do, if this is a new account you have on N8N, if you click on this, what you would actually see if you have a new account is at the top here, you have some 100 free credits, it would say. And I think this is about $5 of credits that N8N actually gifts you if you have a free account. If you don't have that, you can simply come onto the the OpenAI platform. If you simply just come onto this API key just here, and you can make a new API key just here. So once you click on that, your key will come up and you can simply just copy and paste it. And you would simply come down here, create a new credential, and then simply paste it into here and click on save. And if that works successfully, there'll be a green bar saying you've connected successfully. But again, if you have a new N8N account, here it will give you some free credits and you can basically use it for free without actually having to pay for your own OpenAI, because you would have to put some money on. Okay, so next one is simply going to be the Airtable. To actually get your Airtable API key, you are simply going to go onto N8N. You're going to then click on here, go into Build a Hub, and then here where it says personal access token, you're going to need to create a new one here. We'll just call it demo. Now, I would just allow all scopes. So you'd have to kind of go through and actually just click on this, which is a bit tedious, but if you have access to everything, then that would make everything simple because you won't have any authorization issues. So everything's connected here. Now what we want to do on access, we want to add all resources here. and then you see add bases. You're going to choose all current and future bases, and this is basically going to allow you to have access to all your bases. So click on that, and then click on create token, and that's going to create you a token. So if you click on there, that's going to create you that, and you would just simply copy that and go onto your Airtable. Now, if you come down here and click on create new personal one, you have these three options, but you want to click on the access token one because that's the one that works currently. And then you would simply copy and paste, and then you would just save here and it would turn green. Okay, so after that, you need your hunter.io to actually find the emails. So if we go on hunter.io, this is the dashboard. And if you simply come down to API, it'd be very simple. You just create a new key, and then voila, you see a new key created. You just copy that, come back to your automation, double click that, click on credentials, create a new credential, and you simply copy and paste it here, and then click on save. Now I'm not going to save it because I already have mine, but that's all you'd have to do. And then close it. Okay, perfect. So the last thing you actually need to do, we need to upload our base, our Airtable base into our Airtable. So the one that I've been using, let me go back for you guys. I'll just delete demo quickly. Back for you guys. Now, what you need to do, you're gonna have access to a link that will actually give you the base. So if I quickly go onto my Notion. Okay, so right here, we have this link. You'll have it as well. You simply click on it and you will get a page like this. So this is like the interface here. And as you can see, it's got information because I've literally just ran the automation, but when you do it, it will be blank. You also have here, so this is the CSV file uploaded and the amount of leads that you wanted. Remember, we wanted 20, so that will save into download CSV. But what we actually do, we simply just copy the base. And once you copy the base like this, that will load your Airtable, and then you will simply be able to add the base. And once you add it, you'll see it come on like here as lead finder. I have it already, so I'm just going to cancel it. Now we can then open that. Now the last thing you would actually need to do is on this sheet, which is download CSV, you need this URL to actually put in the automation for it to work. So if you click on here, copy it, and go back to your N8N workflow, where your Airtable trigger is, this first one, you double click on that, and then you see that this is empty. And what you need to do is just simply copy and paste the same URL here. Okay, and that is simply it. Now, once you've actually done that, you've added all your credentials. There shouldn't be any red triangles or anything like that. What you need to do to make sure that this actually works is to publish. Okay, you need to publish to make sure it's green so that it's actually live and working. So we click on that and click on publish. Here we go, like this. And what you can actually do to check if it's working, you can click on executions. This will let you basically see if the workflow has run successfully, but realistically, in your actual Airtable, you would see everything populate as normal. Now, to actually get into the interface, you can simply click on launch. Okay. And you also have this actually email, this filter to filter only the leads with emails available. Just might be handy. Now, again, once you actually got onto this interface, you simply just want to come up here, add records, and this will simply be the CSV that you have downloaded from Apify. So you would simply put on the amount. Let's say we want 40, so you can have a sheet of 1,000, but let's say you only want 40 to process and come up on the database. You can simply click 40, and then again, just like I did in the beginning of the video, open and drop your CSV file here, create it, and it will run the automation in the background, and this will populate, and you will have access to all the information about the company and the job. And again, whichever emails and information that you can find about the CEO of the company or the actual the job posters here, like here, you'll get automatically like that. So that's it for this video. Hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I hope that was valuable.